back that long. How many of us are awake out there in the wide world? It was really strange the way the Divine Masculine video, and I would say I was probably only halfway through, bang, I had to stop. And I've had a bit of downloads connected to what's going on with the Divine Masculine. And there is an energy shift which I wanted to discuss, but wasn't able to. So I'm back yet again, and it's probably what the Divine Feminine is feeling at the moment. It's like, time out. So I'm time out in the tune out. I've tuned in already. I know directly what I'm going to discuss. I've had a few clients tonight, and I've been doing the catch-up, obviously, with all the tarot moments that have been happening in Divine Feminine's life. And there directly is an energy shift going on. Now, a lot of the feminines may have been experiencing frequencies or change of vibration. A lot of the earlier stage of connections may have been you were tuning into masculine energy. Now, this will be relevant to males and females regardless. So energetically speaking, shifts in general are happening. Now, the frequency you're finding is very difficult with the Divine Masculine. So you are picking up on, it's almost like energetic shifts and waves, and it's very up and down. It's almost very difficult to kind of put your finger on it. Probably, I would say, from the Divine Feminine video I did, like I said in the part 1 video, which I'll have to rename it part 1, Divine Masculine, there has been a lot of shifts. Hi. Hello, Alabama. It's my favourite song, actually. Sweet Home Alabama. Now, feminines have been feeling something is off with... Hello, Portugal. Hi, Antonella. Love your photo. I'm having a wine. Hi, Hardley. How are we all? Now, the lovely people that do not know, when I'm on live, I'm so sorry. When I get these downloads to come on, I'm energetically told to come on, okay? Not told. It's like, right, I got the information. I need to relay this. This is when I need to send it. So unfortunately, if you have not been here live, it is divinely guided, connected to when you're supposed to receive that message. So don't get up in your head too much and say, oh, Miss Hilda's live. Like, trust me, it's divinely guided. And if you can't see me, I'm so sorry. It is evening here. So now what I'm feeling is a lot of the feminines have been going through a stage connected to masculines of we can feel something's different. We don't know what it is. And we're like, it's like, what's going on? Do you know what I mean? What's going on? 3D? What's going on? Hi. Now, what's going on is you're actually not receiving your energy, and it's very confusing. Masculines at the moment are directly dealing with a 3D situation. I love giving examples. I should have been a teacher, I swear. I would have gotten in trouble, though, because I, give examples differently. I'm a 3D teacher, okay? So, Divine Masculine's life, right? We do purging. Bye. Yes, and I'll explain why. I'll explain why you're saying goodbye. Okay, Divine Masculine, right? This is him here. Now, masculine energy, I'm not going to get into it. It's in general, masculine energy, okay? They're directly dealing with some situations which are directly connected to a block from childhood. Now, their 3D life at the moment, if you know your masculines correctly and you know their life path, what they live, who their family members are, how their pieces of the puzzle have come together, what they're currently living in at the moment is a 3D example of what a family member went through. Now, this is connected to a passed over loved one for many of them. This could be connected to a mum or a dad energy and them trying to make right on a previous energy. So for some of them, this could be they've had to make up for a shortfall in a childhood-related situation. That has morphed through in a 3D situation in their life. Energetically, they were drawn towards that to do a mass purging. Now, energetically, females, the feminine energy has already dealt with that. Many of the feminines have been saying, wow, I mean, Jen will relate to this because I've actually educated Jen on this poor saying now. It's become part of my vocab in life. When something's happening of a trigger point, it's like, wow, like again. Thank you, universe. Okay, so for them, they're dealing with that right now, and it's a heavy energy. Feminines are actually questioning, well, hang on a minute. I've done the purging, may have done the dark night of the soul, had my Kundalini awakening, I've been patient. I can see a 3D situation. I'm sure I'm clearly seeing it. And you're retreating back, okay? Now, when you're retreating back, it's some of your energy, again, isn't your energy. So energetically, many of the feminines are saying, whoa, like, could I have this connection in a next lifetime? Do you know what I mean? It might be that they're saying, is this ever going to happen? Like, I'm seeing the 3D, the connection spiritually. You are totally aware of it, right? It is not that factor. It's a 3D aspect that's going on. Now, energetically, a lot of you are like, I can sense something going on. I'm not vibrationally connecting the dots to movement. It's so bizarre. March feels like a tsunami. That's the only way I can directly connect the dots in a twin flame journey. Now, when I'm saying that, it feels as though there is going to be a tower moment in Divine Masculine's life. Now, again, I was saying the other day that you need to, I suggested maybe looking at the headings of a lot of the twin flame videos. Now, the way I did the videos, like I stated in part 1, which I'll have to rename it part 1 Divine Masculine, is that when I did the videos for the zodiac, I was drawn to only do an aspect of a singular energy. Now, when I'm saying that, more getting everyone to focus directly on self, because really to keep yourself grounded this month is very, very crucial and important. I was drawn to do it that way because of an importance connected to that. Also, when I did the Divine Feminine video, that also was, again, keeping our energy aligned correctly with focusing on self. Now, again, the masculine video, it's weird. I've been guided to do everything separate. Okay, now that's the way you need to look at it at the moment. Something is changing. Keeping your energy singular and trying to keep yourself quite grounded due to that energy shift. I'm actually being shown, feminines, there's nothing you need to do. And you go, what? I'm getting all these beepings. You'll probably find everyone's messaging me on my website. Okay, there's nothing at the moment you need to do this month. You may be drawn as per se when situations occur. Yes, directly deal with that energy as it comes. Masculine is very much stepping into their power. Masculine is having a light bulb moment. Masculine is looking at the 3D of situations. Masculine knows the connection. It's not a question of that. It's a 3D related scenario in life that is going to come as a trigger point to directly deal with the block they have. Now, they're going to realise the connection to where that block is. They're also looking at the connection to the 3D of how it either can or can't in their personal bubble work balance. There's nothing actually you need to do. Okay, let me read some of your comments while I'm enjoying my glass of wine and doing Divine Feminine, going, fuck it. You're not too late. You know I rattle on for ages, so don't stress too much. Woohoo! Welcome, Steve. How are you? So, I have a question for you, Steve, because I always like the interaction with all my lovelies on YouTube. Okay, from a 3D point of view, do you directly feel you're looking at your situation differently at the moment? Are you feeling the energy around you intensify? If you care to share, no obligation, obviously. Because energetically, masculines at the moment, yeah. Now, currently, with what you're dealing with, are you... Okay, look at your given situation right now. Are you seeing a mirroring effect? I've got to pronounce this correctly. Connected to childhood. Okay. The reason you had to go through this energy is so that you can see that you don't need to fix what was broken. It wasn't yours to fix. It was broken. It was what it was. And you've carried that energy way too long. Do you understand what I'm saying? Vibrationally, you have to get there yourself, even though I stated it's a bit like having a divine feminine saying to you, babe, you know you don't have to carry that. That's a burden. It's like, yeah, do you think I don't know that? It's an energy inside you that, emotionally speaking, you physically have to purge. And I can give you massive examples and from different scenarios. No names, of course. Okay, so some people may have had, and this can be, for many of you, connected to a past over loved one, and you're trying to fix crap that they didn't have right, and you're trying to walk in their shoes, and it's an aspect of processing, but somehow energetically you morph it into a reality inside of a relationship dynamic, and then you're going, wow, okay, how the fuck did I get my life here? And I'm so very sorry, divine masculines. What a crappy situation. Feminines are feeling very energetically worried about that. Okay, feminines, you need to be very patient. I was explaining to a client earlier, there is an interesting energy going on. Now, okay, depending on what wave you are, makes absolutely no difference. I hate to break it to you, the ones that are further back in the track, you're going to have some very heavy situations happen. So if you've just met your twin and the reconnection and the balance of karma and energies and you stepping into your power has not transpired as yet, the learning that you will have is going to be massive, because I feel it's going to force you through an eye of a needle. So, okay, my journey energetically can be X amount of years. You know, and this is just a download I've received very recently. The others who are further back in the track, they might be at that aspect of stalk texting, begging, groveling, not stepping into their power, realizing that you can co-create your dreams. This is divine feminine, and it doesn't matter what sex. Both of us energetically will at some point hold both energies, and that has been shown to me as a very relevant energy as well, that in order to have the balance in a connection, and this is in any romantic connection, we all will come into situations with blocks and burdens. It will not bode well if you come into it, and I mean, it's almost like a therapist connection there. We will all come into any situation with a block, right? So you come into this, you have your demons about your life and your children, so do they, and you have to learn how to communicate. You've got to learn how to deal with each other, learn how to tolerate toothpaste being in the sink and that shit going on, okay? That's traditional. It's pretty normal. When you're a twin, that energy is a hell of a lot heavier, because you can't connect the dots connected to what the hell is going on and why this is the only person you're drawn to at that point, right? They trigger you. This is the chaser. They trigger you. You're actually triggering masculine, because they can see the potential and they're like, hold up. I didn't even know that this was going to happen to me. I had a big plan of retreating and having no sense of responsibility, living my life, because I have visually seen a 3D of how shit can go pear-shaped. I'm just going to say it how it is. Nobody understood how masculine actually, yeah, it's okay. A lot of us are, and that's very positive. It's meaning we're coming to that balance sense, because we will need to hold both masculine and feminine energy. And when I say that, it's more connected to the fact that you need to be able to step into your power, feminines as well. and also have that lighter kind of energy of compassion and understanding, respect, and almost emotion, because masculine directly detached an aspect of emotion at some point as a survival mechanism, not as a harsh, I want to be a narcissist energy, but as a survival mechanism, to cope with an element of what happened to them early on in the piece. So it was not there to punish, it was there to protect divine masculine, okay? Yet obviously in the 3D of situations that may have happened to divine feminine, we may have taken it directly personally. But as we matured through that process, we've realised that it is that given point in time, it was directly connected to divine timing. It had and has triggered divine feminine into an aspect of growth spiritually. But definitely this month there is a huge energy shift connected to the way we are seeing things. But feminines are really receiving a very heavy energy from masculines, and I don't think the masculines actually realise this. We're very in tune to their emotions and vibrations and processing aspect. And I can say, like me as a psychic, I have that aspect connected to every person in my life, and feminines will as well, because we're connected to being empaths. And more so, many of us have, you know, more energies and spiritual connections to that. Yes, you can, but realise that it depends on where your energy is, Danielle. How do you know what energy yours is? I can tell you that 3 days ago where my energy was at, I was distinctly clear about my road. And honestly, in my head, different energy that you know. Okay, right now, any feminine going, Barley's, like, wow, that's not your energy. That's your masculine processing, because they're a bit overwhelmed. They're optimistic and hoping that things will plateau out and they're riding life, you know. Any energetic frequency that comes in a sense of an overwhelming overdrive is directly not your energy. You will learn how to download that. The very fact that I'm giving you this video is a confirmation of that. So if you've been experiencing, it might be anything to the degree of panic attacks, that directly is not your energy. And trust me, you will know. It's like if you tune into it and think about it right now, you will know. If it's, no, in fact, I had been having panic attacks, then that's okay. But when I state it's not your energy and you think about it, it will be a confirmation that you'll know. Also, the energy of almost retreating and running has been an energy coming through. Yes, it's been like panic. And that for me in the last 48 hours was very strong. It was like bang. And I was like, wow, this is very interesting. I mean, I'm very grounded. I mean, I can actually say connected to twin in general, you know, all good. So it was very unusual. It was a very unusual energy. And I was like, okay, what's going on here? So really meditate. Don't jump the gun with things. Meditate. You are receiving a twin's energy. Your twin is really processing a lot. They also are very, very trying to be very optimistic, trying to be very strong. You also know energetically it is very much their road, and you're trying to help them be empowered to a point where you're respecting them enough to not take their power away, that they have roads and purging to do. Even if you just even Danielle, if you distract yourself, this is going to be a very interfering energy, because it's a very rude energy, quite frankly. I mean, I was very busy and this was coming through to me, so I'm just going to say. Any questions while I'm tuning? Any questions about what we have been experiencing? Okay, vibrationally speaking, if you feel the energy has gone cold, is because they're doing the work internally, which is very positive. The anger, again, is their energy. You feel it's your energy, and yes, directly related to what is going on, depending on which wave of twin you are. There's the ones that are chasing still. Yeah, you're angry. But what you're not understanding is what you're going to go through is maybe what I physically went through over a very long time. So your energy is going to be very energetic, very aggressive at times, almost to the point where you have verbal diarrhea and you just want to call it what it is, and you're like, you know what, you're fucking shit. You're a prick. And then almost not even regretting that aspect and thinking on the 3D, that is who that physical person is. No, it's not. There is a direct reason, but you're not ready to hear that. But your energy is going to move fast forward very quickly. And my love and thought is with you, because that process is like a roller coaster ride. And mine was done over a space of time, okay? It's a bit like, and I gave this example to a client I had earlier, and she'll be amused that I'm making reference to this. It's a bit like a person, you know, having their first child, and they're being told that, and this won't be relevant for the male, so I'm really sorry. You know, your birth is probably going to be 48 hours. It's your first child. And then it's done in 4. And then people will say to you after the fact, hi, Dawn. Oh, you know, but, you know, I had to go 48 hours, and you're thinking, do you not understand? I had that condensed to 4 hours, no painkillers. That shit was hardcore. Okay, that's what I'm talking about. It's like you guys are further back in the track. Universe is showing me that you're doing a fast forward, and my love and thoughts are with you, because I had that gradual process. Unfortunately, you guys are being really triggered, and you're having a mass purging, mass awakening, mass empowerment going on, and it's very energetic. So please ground yourselves, please cleanse yourselves, reach out, book a reading if you're needing it, because it is going to be like you are surfing that shit. That's the only way I can describe it. And trust me, I am not laughing. I have so been there. And it will feel, the only way I can describe it is like, you know, the processing of healing. You got those 7 stages that never come in any given order. And again, I have spoken to somebody about this, and I'll keep their name anonymous. Those are the emotions you're going to be going through this month. Yes. It's going to be like really random. Now, the only way I can describe it in Australian terms is it will be like you feel like you need to be checking yourself into grey lanes, which is, you know, of the equivalent to a mental institution, but you really don't care because you're ready to go AWOL on them. Stop, look and listen, I'm hearing. Breathe. Have a glass of wine. It's okay, I'm not at that energy, but the download of the energy I'm receiving is, I just feel in general energetically something's coming, and I think all of us energetically are feeling something is shifting. We do not just receive that information from the energies around us, but as for the universe, and the universe is really showing me there's going to be a bit of a shitstorm. Any questions? Which feminines have been experiencing that in their 3D life at the moment? How have you been going, feminines? Hit me with it for the masculines. Energetically, what has been coming through in a trigger point of a tower moment, of an emotional trigger point that has made you feel like you're having a tower moment? Yeah, look, something is coming. You're divinely guided. Shit's about to hit the fan. And not in a kind of domain either. That has transpired for me physically. Major shifts have been happening, major disasters, and I'm like, okay. Yeah. So, feminines, do you care to share on a major trigger point that's happened in your life to get you to the point where you're going? Again, it doesn't matter where they are energetically. March is going to be very unfair. I feel March is very angry. That's the only way I can describe it. D-Day for March. Yeah, weird energy. Yeah, very, very weird energy. March is going to be not very nice either. Look, most of us around the aspect and the connection to a full moon, it depends on how we directly relate to it. Now, February was energetic, okay? March energy, the way I'm picking it up at a frequency level, is there's something coming. There's something at left field coming that we're actually not expecting. And it's really going to be like, I didn't see that coming. That's what I'm hearing. I literally did not see that coming. And it will directly connect to Divine Masculine. It's going to help them have clarity, closure. I just keep hearing clarity. Yes, many is aspectly connected to movement, move, home, location. As I said in the initial video, many of what was coming through in the cards was connected to the balance of finances, the balance of accommodation, processing that aspect. Things that they were passionate about, things they weren't directly passionate about. It is a lot of processing, and a main key point connected to a family member or passed over loved one. And that has, for many of the masculines, been a direct block connected to mum or dad figure. Doesn't have to be of a DNA related connection. And also their self-esteem, I wouldn't say self-esteem, their opinion of a situation and how they've stepped up to the plate and tried to energetically rewrite the story of what they had visually seen before, to do some processing. Don't ever worry, Elizabeth, about your triggers. Your triggers help Divine Masculine. And energetically speaking, okay, any of your triggers and the way you directly communicate is for the higher good. So don't question it and think, oh, if I hadn't have done this or that, that wouldn't have happened. Everything energetically happens for a reason. Yeah, it is very dramatic. Yeah, I felt like I've been on a roller coaster ride, but I mean, I'm used to these roller coaster rides, so this is like going to work for me. And as long as I've got my tobacco, I'm happy. Thanks, because he says he broke the camel's back. Yeah, look, a lot of what they've been holding has been way, way too heavy. They've put way too much energy on their back. Financially speaking, many of the feminines were looking at their 3D life and saying, money doesn't define me. Spiritually speaking, we were pushed to step into our power energetically, feminines, where we were very responsible for things that really weren't our responsibility. We've done a lot of growth connected to that and found almost clarity connected to that it was not our role, but we're not angry about it because it's what's made us, so to speak. But we've done that. So, at times energetically you may feel frustrated when you see a path that isn't flowing and the clarity isn't being seen, but you're also being guided divinely to not interfere, connected to the masculine's energy of what they feel vibrationally they need to do that is correct for them, giving them the energy of being divine masculine. So whereby not to enable, not to manipulate, because energetically speaking and spiritually speaking, that's not in your energy field when you're at that level. But you can sense that something is changing. On the 3D, you may see that, yes, you may want something to change, but you don't feel guided in a sense to that will help. On the 3D, it's a path they have that they're dealing with. But some aspect of balance is yet to come. That's what I'll say. Okay. I'm going to try and pronounce your name Danny, and I hope I'm saying the correct name. The 7.5 year separation. Okay, now working back with twin is a very unique energy. Now, when you are, it's almost like you're not in union. And the reason I say that is, and you'll understand what I'm saying, the triggers will be very similar to what they were previously. Now, the best advice I can physically give you connected to that is be authentic and in your power. You will know when to move forward and when to move back. In actual fact, if you're reaching union stage, you will experience both the masculine and the feminine energy. You'll be moving forward and retreating back to process, but you're ticking the boxes connected to past tense hurts you've had in your own lives, and that's even any male and a female relationship. And also learning to communicate the way you both communicate, if that makes sense. So try and tune out of the running aspect of things. Understand it's a process and the energy does shift, but stay focused on that aspect, okay? Any other questions? Yes, it is. It is changing. There is an energy changing. Yeah, many of us are feeling unbalanced, but we're guided to meditate and reassess and ground ourselves. You can come to me, lovely, if you need support. New lesson, be in the moment. Tables are turning, yes. It's going to be very hard this month to try and be in the moment. And the energy is changing. I said to a lady that come through for a reading the other day, I said, I almost energetically feel I need to do 4 videos this month. And that's very weird. And that's the download I've got, is that it's just changing. And something is coming at a 360 and it's just going to come out of left field and there will be no warning. That's what I'm being shown. Any questions? Which cards do I want to use? Any questions? It's okay. Many people are feeling as though, do I have any more purging to do? Like, seriously. I mean, and look, many feminines are feeling that. Like, how much more spiritual growth do I need to have? Like, am I not at that point yet? This is ridiculous. Like, what do I have to do? Become like a Buddhist monk? No, you're not. You don't have to be. The learning and the purging directly comes through the direct connection, a connection as such. It does not have to come through getting to the point where you're ultimately perfect. That has never been the case. It's been to a point where you can vibrationally be open and take the good with the bad, but the connection has to be at a working level of both energies wanting the same thing, fighting for the same thing, and being at that correct alignment. Energetically, feminines at the moment are feeling a bit out of balance because they're seeing an aspect or sensing an energy connected to that, which is out of balance. So it has become very turbulent in feminine's life, but not just at a 3D nature, although there you go, visional quest. Not at a 3D nature, more at a vibrational nature. I don't feel it's a test. I feel many of it you do actually feel directly it is a test, but I do feel at the moment it's just we're sensing something's coming and we're like, okay, what now? But it's not, I don't feel it's directly connected. I don't feel it's directly connected to us, the feminines. Our frequency has been sent, yet we're none the wiser, that we know something needs to shift for their sake, our sake, society's sake. Hello, mermaid wishes. we need the energy to shift. So vibrationally, the frequency of what we're receiving is an aspect of them, because it's like you will trigger each other and change is happening. Yes, you're realigning vibrationally, but it does feel awkward. Some people are experiencing headaches, nausea, aggression, and look, many of the children, and I've actually been shown this, if there is a child connection, there could be some people, yes, you got me live. There is some people that have connections to children in the dynamics. Now, this is a very important area, which is a very interesting area. Now, it's almost like universe has been blocking me for the correct time, but this is a very relevant, important energy I'm feeling when I do the crystal video, crystal children video. And I wouldn't be surprised if there's reception issues and crap like that going on, because it's like I'm not supposed to tell it, but it's like universe is saying it's going to be time soon to discuss that nature. Many of the children are experiencing a dynamic shift. Now, from a spiritual point of view, what you're going to find is, and this is for those of you this is directly relevant, you may be seeing and experiencing children around you. They will be directly drawn to you. And for those of you who don't have children, there will be this energetic connection. This is masculine and feminine. You're thinking, I didn't have the greatest childhood. Yes, I can directly relate to you. But why are you so attracted to me? Like, I'm just up here doing my thing. Masculines do deal with that as well, and they don't quite understand it. And many of them might not have been, either on the feminines or the masculine side, be able to have children. There's also been questions directly connected to, will the masculine and the feminine have a child? And is that possible, or is this an energetic kind of road where that was not meant to happen? For some, yes. For some, no. But directly speaking, it will be what is vibrationally correct in the actual relationship. Now, connected to crystal children. Now, when I say crystal children, indigo children are those of twins, okay? So they're a different generational bracket. Children from a certain point, now you can Google it and it will tell you, hello Christina, they're deemed as crystal children to my understanding. Now, there is a different energy field connected to these two individuals. Crystal children at the moment are having a massive trigger point. Now, the reason this is happening is there is direct connection to one child on one side or the other. Now, energetically speaking, masculine may have a connection to your child or you to their child somehow. Also, children in general are directly relevant and important. Also, the nature of your employment will be connected to a spiritual path and growth connected to that as well. Now, when you go through an aspect of growing, what for our grandparents, so to speak, and the older generation, the dark night of the soul would have been deemed as a midlife crisis. Then you would have gone through an aspect of a peaceful phase of acceptance, which is an aspect of the Kundalini awakening and enlightenment, okay? Now, younger generations now are physically going through that. Many will be going through that aspect of the dark night of the soul in pockets and thinking they've done it, but then it comes back later. Now, when that energetically heavily comes through, you are becoming aligned correctly for your twin. Now, I do feel masculines had already gone through that prior to feminines. Feminines have done that as a trigger point coming from masculine, be it you're in contact or not. Now, when that has happened, that has placed them in the place where they've had to step into their power. Now, many of you that have not had that happen, that is coming, and I'm sorry. When this alignment has happened, the crystal children have had a realignment, so to speak. So energetically speaking, many children have been very energetic and aggressive of late, not really understanding their mood, really digging in deep to their emotions, feeling the frequencies of agitation and dynamics going on. And the unfortunate nature of it is that on top of the lunar eclipses, the full moons, the blood moons, the younger generation is going through a spiritual awakening, so to speak. So energetically speaking, what they're going through is they will be directly connected energetically as a soul protector to the twin connection. There will be one main child. Now, this could be an adopted child, it could be a birth child, it could be your side, their side, in general, child. For many, this can be your spiritual child you physically will have that is on the other side that hasn't made it here as yet. Now, this one child in particular has an energetic connection that is almost like an angelic light that is protecting the connection. Even at a trigger point, if they're aggressive, it is not a bad thing. It may be that their energy is shifting manically. That energy that is shifting manically in any given child in this connection, or around you at a 3D level. It can even be a sibling's child. It's a trigger point. What's happening with them is from a younger age, they are going through an aspect of the dark night of the soul. Now, you would have physically gone through that first, which is then in turn triggering an aspect in this child of an aspect of the dark night of the soul. Now, it may come to a point where you're looking at it going, what the hell is going on there? And you're not quite connecting the dots. They are directly connected as an empath child. They sense your vibration, and they're also there to challenge you into your energy. Okay? When they do that, they don't know what's going on, and the wave is going very heavily. When they're going through that process, you may be going through processing things and tower moments and going, where has this come from? It's come from left field. When that comes from left field, please ride the wave. It is going to simmer down, but they're going to come to a very peaceful place. Also, a lot of their gifts are changing as well. So they may not have elaborated on what they had experienced, although on the 3D you may be aware that they may have had night terrors. They may have been very energetic children. They may display behaviours like ADHD. They may have gone from highs to lows and visually been a protector connected to the people around them that they loved. Really fought for the underdog, but then again, just dynamics in general, you would have noticed this connection. Now, what's going to happen to them at the moment is this month is going to be very heavy for them. Also connected to twin, should you look at photos connected to them, family members, past tense situations, there is one picture I'm being shown. Yeah, there's one picture I'm being shown where you're receiving a download and a message connected to a visual. The energy you're feeling, intuitively speaking, connected to this picture, the confirmation is you're correct. So if you're concerned about the photo, the confirmation is it's correct. Okay, do you understand what I'm saying? Any heads up, people? Okay. Yeah. Any questions? Yeah, look, my daughter has been going through that. I've had communication with other people. Lots of energies have been shifting with the children. They actually energetically don't know what's going on. Crystals may assist. Look, it's going to be heavy energy, just very, very heavy energy. But the thing is, many twins in the older generation, and I'm talking they may be in their 70s, 80s that are twins, their energy has taken a very long road to get where they are, right? Then there's the next wave, which, you know, might be in their anywhere from 30s to 40s, that wave of generation. They've had a long process, but it's been a tricky process connected to not politically correct, but stepping in that and really dealing with it, you know, in the way they felt that was correct, but really dealing with past tense life energies probably in the last October to now, past life energies connected to karmic situations going on. Their children as such are going through what they're going through, but has taken them 40 to 50 years. Does that make sense? So they're doing that in a very condensed format. Now, the reason that's happening is because, you know, many children are being aligned spiritually correctly, like their third eye is open now. So what we may have experienced intuitively speaking has forced us to be very spiritual. So any twin that has a child, does not matter connected to how, that child has a very different energy to what a traditional child would have. Do you understand what I'm saying? So it's triggered change in the next few generations now. It's moved it very spiritually forward to their intuitive, they're receptive, they're open. Yeah, you will. It will be different though. It will be more than what it was before. Yeah, look, my daughter has been almost like just very, I don't know, mood swings. Just very, very energetic. And it's a very different energy. She's a very grounded person. She's very directly compassionate. But yeah, very, very different. Any questions? Yeah. Yeah, it did really come out of left field. I mean, she directly is very, what would I say? She's very open, very connected, very receptive to people's energies. This is my child. She's an empath. But yeah, she's really being challenged. So energetically speaking, there was a bullying situation going on at school. And, you know, each of us as parents will get to that place where we're trying to let our children step into their power, also being able to communicate how they're vibrationally feeling, letting them see the situation from an external point of view, you know, a 5D, so to speak, an outsider's point of view, but nothing we were trying was working. And yeah, there definitely did come a point where there was violence connected to my child. So I've had to remove her from her school. But she's done a lot of processing, and lots of things have been happening around. Yeah, but definitely the energies of children at the moment is very, very full on, where she was actually physically assaulted. But energetically speaking, the anger was coming out in other areas, but not directly connected to the given situation. Okay, so please tell me, for those of you who do stalk social media, who do have a connection to photos, have you noticed a dynamic in a photograph? Because photographs being shown to me. And what have you been experiencing in this thing that you're visually seeing? Yeah, I'm moving her school. It has been challenging, obviously, because I've been balancing work, etc. And during those times when I was trying to have the meeting with the school, and directly dealing with, you know, her situation, it's meant I've had to reschedule 2 full days. And, you know, it has been very busy. So I've been very grateful to those who had accepted it. But yes, it's been busy. Okay, if it's not with pictures, has it been in a visual nature where you've actually had premonitions? Yeah, well, I've noticed that as well. There is a direct change, and it's like almost something you had noticed but you hadn't really tuned into. Okay, it doesn't have to directly be a picture. It can be a premonition or a download you're having. It's just something you're going to notice that is out different. Yeah, but that's for those who it's directly relevant to. It can even be the picture of the way you're seeing it is not correct. Yeah, tune into your dreams because there's a message in there. Yeah, tune into it because the confirmation connected to picture is correct. Follow your gut. Carrie Ann, I feel there's something connected to childhood that you haven't directly dealt with. Okay, that is the area, doll, that you need to deal with. It's been something you've quite suppressed. It was of a very emotional nature, a very private nature. Yeah, that very much is coming up in a 3D in a different way. Or 3D, I can say, a dream, kind of like astro travel, to give you a bit of insight into really looking at that, and facing it, facing what happened. And maybe even speaking your truth connected to it if you physically haven't. Okay? Yeah. It may be, but there might be something in this lifetime that you've directly blocked, and I'm being guided to this lifetime. And I don't know why that and it depends on how you're seeing these visions. I can actually see location connected to camp. There is some, and this could simply be around a time when you were at school that's visually being shown to me. I can see a lake. It might even be a holiday home. I'm not sure, but it's connected to children, and a lake. Yeah, something's coming up though. It's like a lake, and yeah, it's either a camp or it's a family getaway. Any other questions? I can't believe I'm still awake, really. No. That's okay, Carrie Ann. Okay, at a level of premonitions, what you're going to find is everyone has them uniquely and differently. My premonitions actually come through sometimes, and it's almost like I have an aha moment. Like the other day, I was pulling cards and I was reading them as per I usually do, with my intuition and what I'm being shown. But something jumped out, and it was like I just stopped and went, okay, something of a nature of what I'm not seeing here, but it was like bouncing energetically into me, and telling me what was going to happen. It was very different to what I usually receive. But directly in a dream sense, I mean, my premonitions come through a bit like that show, where that famous psychic, I think they were in America, I can't remember their name now, where she actually worked for the police, and she is a real psychic. I mean, mine actually come to me very similar to the way hers do, and it's a repeating dream, or it's connected to something around you that energetically, how do I put it? It's a repeating dream, and it's very different. You know the complete difference, and it's connected to the 3D of people you physically know or haven't seen or been in contact with, but it's a repeating dream over and over again. Alison, that's right, yeah. Very much mine is very much like that. Many times, if a spirit has tagged onto me and come home or energetically decided they want to communicate with me as a channeler, they can turn up at my bedside, which really pisses me off. But I had to outgrow that as a child and come to an okay place with that, because they wouldn't leave me alone. And they would continue to visit to the point I addressed their direct issue. And for a long time, it will be go away. And even way before The Sixth Sense come out, in a movie, very much was emotional watching that movie, because that is what my childhood was like, but it was very taboo to discuss it, and I felt my family would not understand what I was physically going through, so I kept it very quiet, and I was very afraid as a child. As I got older, I realised very quickly you needed to deal with it or remove them energetically. So obviously, for my life journey of where it's come to, I've had to learn how to manage the gift. It has not. Many would say, oh, you're so lucky. Trust me, when you're going through that, it does not feel like a gift. It actually feels like an absolute curse. And you really have to use it to... You need to work out how to use it correctly to keep yourself safe for your sanity. So this was not like, yes, fuck no. Hell to the no. And yes, I would have spirits tag onto me, and I was very intrigued by a very young age to go to graves in situations like that. Yeah, look, mine has changed after the Dark Night of the Soul, where the energy very much has changed. Adam, no. You can energetically choose to not be in that connection. I totally believe that. You will come to a place, if you've done a lot of growth, where you do not. It will be a T section in the road. You will either come to terms with your spiritual connection and release it, or you will continue the journey. Did it affect my health? Yeah, I had great panic attacks. I had sleep apnea. I didn't want to sleep. I have been ripped off the bed before by a passed over person who had died in the room. And I have this ironic way of finding homes that have passed over people in them. But they directly can come home with you. So... you do need to white light yourself. Yeah, many children of indigos will have night terrors. And directly speaking, all of us have the third eye. All of us have this. It's just connected to childhood and spiritual trauma. The third eye is awoken. So then once that's happening, you need to learn how to work with it. Yeah, many are feeling very energetically all over the place at the moment. Crappy lighting. I used to when I was a child. I used to sleepwalk, yeah. Any other questions? I don't know how we get these videos to an hour. Why do I do it? You follow your gut connected to what you need to do. If you need to retreat and meditate, you need to do that because it's for the higher good of the connection. Many of the base chakra is out at the moment, which is directly connected to fertility, family. Again, that may be your energy or it may not be. You need to, there is a video connected to crystal children and sleep apnea. It's on the Indigo video that's on this YouTube account. So if you want to look at that, that'll help you with their bedrooms and how to protect them connected to, you know, sleep apnea, sleepwalking, the shadow people, etc. A minute. I actually, look, when you, I'm not sure, I've got to think of that. I feel energetically that if something is trying to give you a heads up and you've had a fall, I don't know why, I'm picking up an energy of a passed over person for some reason. What you're working on directly right now, you've already had a download that you're not supposed to be working on it, but you're not adhering to it, you're not accepting it. So there's blocks happening in your life and you're still doing the norm. Does that make sense? And it's like, you don't have to. Let things fall. That's what I'm hearing. Next question. Yeah, just let it fall. Trust in the process. You're divinely guided. You are protected. You don't need to make everything perfect. Everything's going to be cool bananas. Yeah. Maureen. Okay, you need to cleanse your house. You will find that a passed over loved one who's directly connected to you, I feel younger, female figure, she does protect you. White light yourself. Breathing techniques can help that. Meditation can help that. Smudge sticks. When you're coming into your home, what you need to understand is that becomes your hermit bubble. So if you think of your home in a sense of, it's almost like, you know, when you have allergies and you get the kids that need to be bubbled, that's your healthy zone, right? Cleanse it, cleanse the windows. Any areas in your home that's very heavy energetically, again, cleanse, open up the curtains, open up the windows, cleanse the whole house. Do window by window, basically to eradicate any heavy negative energy. And again, place salt across your front door. So anyone energetically that comes in, and you don't even need the salt's directly connected to protection. But if you have been at another person's house that energetically feels heavy, you need to come home and shower yourself and cleanse. The energy from that location will be transferred. And again, as you're run down, spirits tag on you and they will come home and it will become problematic. You will know when one's there, which I know tonight one's visiting me, so I'm waiting for that. Your home is divinely protected, doll, okay? I'm talking to you over there. It's protected. Yeah, just cleanse it. Yeah, cleanse your home, Maureen. But it's usually, if you're very tired, you're more susceptible to psychic attacks. So they will tag onto you. But it also pushes you into your energetic power. Is he just? He's probably protecting you. That is so bizarre. What are you doing in your backyard? Many cultures believe different things are cleanse situations, okay? Energetically, it's whatever. The smoke ceremony, in a sense, cleanses the attached energy, so to speak. I mean, some cultures believe that they can use, I mean, the Europeans, my father is European, very much connected to spirituality, and the Indians, you know, would use smoke ceremonies as well, and that was to chant rain, etc. There has been connections to smoke in general to cleanse and push out those cobwebs, so to speak, detach that energy. Olive leaves, dried out, were very much used in European culture to cleanse and protect the energy of people. Sage and smudge and bay, again, same situation. So, you know, any of these mediums can be used for this situation, and it's directly connected to what you would physically use and the aspect of your spiritual growth of what you feel is directly relevant. So I don't tend to tap into what's politically correct, because all of us are very unique, and that is the way I spiritually am guided to guide. So I won't place it in a box, because I love all unconditionally. And it's very much what you feel is physically correct. I do know frankincense and myrrh in some spiritual groups are used to cleanse and purify, and when I am tuning, definitely in my twin flame candles, it has those elements and aromatics connected, and even in my tuning, it opens your third eye, and it directly connects, cleanses you. I had 2 crystals that I would use in a protective sense, and I have found since they're broken, I've been challenged into my kind of energy to tune differently, and it has been very much a different way of dealing with things, but I know energetically the time is correct to retrieve new crystals to ground me. Yeah, you'll find if they break, it's the correct time. If they're heavy and they're not working, you do need to cleanse them. You'll know when that's right, because your moods will change. And I generally have clear quartz and onyx, as well as another crystal, but they need replacing. There is a connection to karmic going on with divine masculines, but not in the way we think. Okay, that's all I'm going to say. Don't tune into it, but yes, energetically you can feel an energy changing, and it is a test. It's a test, but it's not in the way you think. Photo on a fish tank. What is their facial expression coming through in that photo? Because there's a message you're going to receive from the photo. That's what I'm being shown. Don't stress about the lack of contact. It's divinely guided. Trust in the process. A few more questions and then I'm going to go. Any other questions? There you go. Yeah, a lot of synchronicities coming through, but the main energy that's coming through the heaviest is the vibration you're feeling at the moment. No contact. If you're guided to, go for it. You are the channel in your twin connection. Come from a place of balance when you're making that decision. If you're energetically wowed, don't go there. You won't need to do a spell, doll. It's an energy transfer. It's a change. Directly deal with your energy and it will change the frequency of it, because you're plugged in like a telephone. You won't need anything to that nature. It will actually change. But this month there's massive change. Okay, any bad dreams are things and trigger points of what you're processing or energy downloads you're receiving. It can also help you process if you decipher your dreams. Hello, my beautiful traveling soulist. I've missed you. I love the messages you send me. It's almost like you're my spiritual guide, because anything that I'm spiritually helping you with, it's like, i.e., it's happening to me. Are you looking after yourself? How is your 5D world? Come down and join the 3D with me. I know, but I've missed you. And I always love your messages. That's okay. I tell ya, my beautiful neighbour, when you mentioned that they were in the backyard, I could hear the metal near the shed head banging. I thought it was amusing. Did you? I'll have to read it. I'll have to read your message. My channel is about, I don't know, what could we call it, peoples? I do connections of male and female energy, twin flame, zodiac signs, crystal children, and your night terrors, spiritual attacks. Yes, it does mean star. And my mum used to laugh. She named me it. And then people would say, what does your name mean? And I'd say star. And so sometimes I'll get sick of it and just go, my name's Star. Yeah, it is really hard to really pick it up. Yeah. Yep, spiritual growth, teamwork. Danielle, many are ready to do that, but that's because there's a spiritual shift. Hello, Canada. Yes, I meditate before I get on here. Well, at least you're not alone now. You can come be mad with all of us. Okay, when you can't tune into your connection and your twin, it's because energetically they're doing something. You can actually tune out of them and they can tune out of you, and it's divinely guided, so trust in the process. Okay? All the information connected to the prices are on the website, which there is a link on the other videos. This one hasn't been completely finalised yet, so the link won't be there yet. And I do different styles. I do videos, I do emails, I do SMSs for Perth, Australia, or Australia in general. Skype readings, which are the most popular. Twin flame readings. I can help you with your crystal children, your passed over loved ones. I can go backwards and forwards. So, yeah, that's okay, Elizabeth. Okay, everyone, thank you for joining me. It was really great to have you guys here. And I will talk to you all soon. If you have any questions, you can leave them on the relevant video. And it was nice to catch up and chat with you guys. I'm sure as the channel turns over 7,000, which I haven't checked yet, I will be coming back later and doing some free readings. And that's as a big shout out and love you to all my beautiful YouTube family. That's okay, most welcome. Good luck with this month. We're going to need it. Enjoy the roller coaster ride. Yeah, my throat chakra is because I've been doing readings and yeah. Very tired. No drama. Take care. Bye.